And people look at this and they don't understand why. I'm just like, this is, if you want to know where liquidity is, hello, stop looking at volume. Volatility is creating the volume. Why the hell are you going to look after the fact? Makes zero sense to me. It didn't used to, right? I used to use the BPVR or whatever that thing was called, just to see where the big volume nodes were. But what happens, right? They get crushed all the time. That's what's screwed up. People are like, oh, this is where it's going to hold. Look at all this buy volume right here. It's like, that shit don't matter. You get a volatility spike, negatively correlated, it's going to drop right through that volume mode in a heartbeat. And then people are going to be like, well, what the hell just happened? What the hell is going on?
Dude, you see that gap up in that stock I sent you, African?
Yo, man, insane.
Dude, that stock it's $5.99 right now. It's a double right now.
Let's see.
That game is, dude, stocks. Everybody says crypto and stuff is like crazy, man. Stocks. That shit. That's like crypto fucking 24/7.
Well, it's biotech stocks right now. You know, all the little ones that are popping are all biotech stocks, which are super dangerous.
Why?
Why or what?
Like why? Why would you consider that?
Because think about it, because they're up on news. It's all news related stories, and you know, like what's this one? LVTX, Larry Victor, Tom X-ray. It's a double right now. Lava Therapeutics. So obviously there's some sort of news, but you know, like maybe they got a trial, or I mean, I didn't read the news yet, but it's just they tend to pop and then drop.
I see.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, when they get trending and stuff like that through news streams,
right?
That attention.
Well, it's not. They don't trend, dude. They just pop for bullshit reasons usually. I'm trying to see the news on this thing. So, like, it was 240 on Friday. Segan in a license, they do have a licensing deal for a cancer candidate. You know what I mean? It's a cancer thing.
Buy that shit and dump it immediately.
Yeah, ISPC is another one. I just Sam Paul Charlie. This was $1.73. It's $2.70 right now. Oh, wait a minute, even higher. Yeah, these are so these are all these little. iSpecimen is the name of this company. All these things, when you start seeing biotechs do this, man, this was like after the dot-com bubble when things cracked down, man. It was the biotechs that went nuts in the early 2000s.
I see. Thanks for that.
I just Sam Paul Charlie. What's that? So Lava, this LVTX received an upfront payment of $50 million with potential for milestones of up to approximately $650 million. A worldwide license agreement to advance Lava 1223, a preclinical gamma delta biospecific. Does anybody get gamma delta biospecific T-cell engager? So obviously they're working on cancer. You know what I mean? So obviously, hopefully they got something. Dude, you see this British pound, guys? This thing is crazy. What's going on?
No.
It's almost at parity with the US dollar.
Really?
Yeah, GBP, George Boy Paul. If you look it up, man, George Pound, that's a British pound futures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh no, these are British pound. No, that might not be the right one, but GBP, yeah. So their dollar, something's wrong. You know, honestly.
Oh, everything about them's wrong. It's all right though. We're all right. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. You know what I mean, though, man.
Yeah.
There's something because of them going off of the Brexit or whatever, that shit. But if you look at the daily, it was $1.14 to our dollar. Say last week, it went all the way down to 103, which is a big move in FX, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this freaking first 4-hour candle of the freaking new day. The last 2-minute candle on a.
What are you looking at? You got it on your thing. Let me put up the.
Yeah, I got pound dollar up. Freaking,
oh yeah. Look at this thing.
And then it just pop, right to the bottom of the weekly.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, man. Look at the daily on this thing.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Obviously they've got major issues, man.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. Look where it went right to, man. It went right to the what is that? The bottom one, is that a Laplace?
Yeah, that is the daily. That's the God, man. I think that's the standard deviation. Yeah, did a 5 SD move.
What?
Did a 5. It did literally 1 15-minute candle. Did a 5 SD move on the daily. Woo!
Damn, dude.
And then 3 4-hour candles later, it's back right up above. It just did 1 SD to the top side.
Well, you see what happened. So it happened at 2100. So that was what, 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So Hong Kong comes on at what? Their exchange is open, I think, around what, 7, 8, 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
Because I know the European exchange is open around 2:30 or 3, and you can see it. That's where it really starts to pop up.
Wow.
Apparently the Bank of England's talking today, and that's why they're going to do something to prop it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So hence why it's back up.
VIX is up 6%.
I know there's 6 now. Oh, so it's up even more. It was up 10% earlier. And the minis are trading back above 370, man. So they were down as low as 366, 367, or 3670. So that's a nice move back up. Yeah, the low is 3671. Cross through the RWT 3683. And that's pretty good. That's about 20 handles right there. 15 handles.
Yeah. Pre-market right here got up on top of the weekly range. Bitcoin's new weekly range, pretty tight. Last week, very wide. You can go over here and look at the weekly candle. So it was going to range, did it? Yep, it sure did. Did almost pretty much stayed in the 68.3 Laplace. We got about halfway to the first standard deviation, but top side went right to the 68.3. This week, probably going to trend.
Look at the SPY's weekly, or that just came out, the daily CBR. Super tight.
SPY's?
Yeah, so when their daily range is super tight, that's when we expect trending, right?
Did the market already open?
No. Well, I mean, if you do a SPY, why is it on there? Maybe is that last week's?
Yeah, it's probably, we haven't got the new daily or weekly yet on SPY.
Well, you know what? The minis has it already, though. You can see
Yeah. The minis will have it for sure. Let's see. Let me go.
Let me see where that's at. The minis have it. So yeah, look at the minis on it. It's MES1 exclamation point. Mary Sam 1 exclamation point. Yeah, so if you pull that one up, that should have.
It's got a pretty big weekly though. Rejected right off the center of the daily earlier.
Yeah, 371.13. Yeah, like 7 ticks. Okay.
Right to the 68.3 on the daily to the downside.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's overnight, right? See, that's what I was saying. 3670 something.
Not a candle closed above the center of the weekly or the 68.3 Laplace of the daily today.
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so what am I on here? I'm on the minis. Big dogs are barking. Jesus. Let's see, BTC. Flip over to. Although, yeah, these minis are starting to pump a little bit.
Yeah, so I got them crossing the RWT at 3690, so I like it kind of above, but it's just channeling between like 3680 and 3696.
Yeah,
That's my upper and lower on the upper oversold on the RWT. So I kind of see it tends. I find that the RWT when you put the upper and lower like overbought, oversold at 66 and negative 66,
Mhm.
stay in that.
Yeah, and then it's like the bottom of the weekly's 37.30. What is that? 37.38. Wonder if it's going to push up to there. Test it. Probably. Because the VIX is just creeping up.
Dude, yeah. Well, you know, they say there's never really been a correction or a bear market with the VIX below 30. You know what I mean? So that's why I was saying that on Friday, like just waiting for that VIX to jump.
Yep. Wow. It'd be a ride if this thing ripped up, tested that, and market open, everything just sound just like that too. Let me see. BTC. BTC's above at 68.3 and the weekly. Let's see, where is it is a tight range. How tight is it? Let's measure this bad boy. Oh yeah, it's not even one. It's 0.78%. So we're probably going to trend. Not probably. We're going to trend. Let's see. Well, this week, hell, we could do both. I could easily see it go down here, test this reverse band right at the 95.4 Laplace, or go up and test the reverse mean again. 21.3. Hell, maybe that's the big range. 16 to 21.3. That'll get some people's diapers messy. All over the place.
That's funny.
That VRE is saying something. It's probably going to go to one of these areas. And knowing Bitcoin makes sense. Shoot a wick down here to a new low at 16. That'd be epic. If you're going to go to 16, give us some $10,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah. Man, it seems to be holding that 18, 19 level pretty strong, man.
Yeah. A lot of people buy right there.
I'll bet you there's some serious stop orders just below.
Oh, and then longs
You
just
know?
piled on. Over the weekend, I don't know if anybody noticed, the longs just piled on. There's 106,633 on Bitfinex right now. I think it got down to, well, let's look at it. Let's go over here. Where's the longs? Where you at? I just lost you. There you are. Let's go on. No, that 4 hour looked wild. Hell, it was up to 107. Pulled back. Yeah, look at these longs. Look at the wicks. Holy shit.
What are we looking at? I must be missing it.
It's just the Bitfinex longs.
Oh, this is the way you can tell. So that tells you how many long Bitcoin are out there.
Just on Bitfinex. That's what's
Just
a bro.
So they're saying there's 107,000 people holding Bitfinex.
There's 107,000 Bitcoins longed right now on Bitfinex.
Long right now. Okay,
People
so what are they?
long positions. Just oh my god, they run this thing down to. I would imagine they get this down to 15. You're going to see a shit ton of them start falling off, probably.
That's what I mean. If you have stop orders between 16, 5, and 18, set those bitches off, man. They'll just steamroll down.
Yeah, there could be some big ones too. That could ignite a little firestorm. Could really see some liquidation wicks in, which would be healthy for the market. This thing is just twisted. Meanwhile, let's see here. Yeah, these futures are pulling into the green.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly. NASDAQ minis are anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't take it straight down, that they rally this up pretty good today.
Yeah.
It's oversold.
Yep.
If the Bank of England says something right, then probably, it might be their catalyst to get it up.
I mean, to this bull div on BTC on the daily has just been building. Now you're getting a bounce off the zero mean with a nice positively correlated candle. Volatility's coming back too. I don't like the fishers though. And the Z-score is really high, so between the Z-score and fishers, I don't know. The returns oscillator though is definitely saying, hey, let's have a daily pump. What's this one? SD 19.9. Take it back to 20. Let's see here. Squeeze this down a little bit. Bet it's up by probably the first resistance level of the week is probably right around 27. Yeah, 19,750. The 95 for Laplace on the daily is about $25 below, $30 below. Let's see here. It's looking. Yeah, there's some. I'm sure on low time frames there were some good trades this weekend. Pretty much just ranged both days in between the 68 threes. The daily got a little bit below here. Stayed inside the 4 hour though. Tight daily range too. Tight daily, tight weekly. We're above the weekly. Yeah, this thing could pump first before it goes down. That's for sure. Run this baby up a little bit. What'll oil do? Damn, keep going down, you fucking garbage. So I only paid like I think $5.10 for diesel yesterday.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it was 6, so it's better, I guess. That's what they want you to think, though. Oh my God, 5 is great.
Yeah. No, we're regular here is around 370.
Yeah. That's what we're kicking it to. About 370 for the 87 octane or whatever. I put in my little rice burner.
Oh, you got a rice burner too?
Yeah, I got a little Kia too, man. It just gets 35 miles to a gallon. I mean,
I have a 95 Acura Legend. That's my rice burner.
Nice.
Sits on the side of my house, man. But beautiful car. Always wanted to pick it up last year for $500.
Sweet. Bonus.
Yeah. Everything works on it though, man. You know, it's funny. It was a $47,000 car in 97 or 90. Yeah, 95.
You throw them a couple Benjamins. Here, can I have that? Sure. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Yeah, this 15-minute candle right here wicked right down to the top of the weekly and whoop, bounced right back up. Okay, so we're opening in 16 minutes. Let's go over. Did want to, yeah, I mean, we already looked at BTC. I bet this thing, yeah, and the 1 SD on the weekly's right up there at 20. I have a feeling this thing's going to run up about $1,000. Let's see here. 4 hour. Very random. Very random. Volatility is expanding too in this candle. We'll get a perfect wick on that last 4 hour candle, right to the 2S or right to the 95 for Laplace on that 4 hour candle. Whoop! Which you go over here. This little white line right here. That's the 95 for Laplace on that 4 hour candle. Went right to it. Got a wick through. Closed down below. Goes down. Do not close a candle below the bottom of the daily range. Bounce right off of it, right back on top of the 68.3 Laplace on the daily. That's why we love these levels. That's why I have the 4 hour and the daily on here, just to see how they work.
That's what I do too. 4 hours for some reason it's very important in all algorithms. I think obviously we all know that.
Yeah, like the 4 hour.
They adhere to it.
Volatility is expanding. The APPs are jumping. All 3 lengths of volatility are expanding. They're probably all positively correlated too. The fishers just flipped. All of them. The last one just flipped on the 4 hour. Let's see here. There was some bull div. Yeah, not too strong, but it was there. Variance is starting to turn up a click, positively correlated. Variance is coming down on the 90-minute, negatively correlated. So no div. There is hidden bull on the 90-minute though on the returns oscillator. Thought there was a div on the Z-score, but there is not. No div on DL. There's no bear divs, which is good.
Hey, on that DLP down there, where you see where it jumped up to the blue and you have that pink dot, what's that mean?
Having an outlier. Just literally, it's just telling you that on that 90-minute candle, that the data set was having an outlier, a statistical outlier. And that's what it is. It's literally showing like the outliers like from variance. And I'm pretty sure that I don't have the right length on. If you get these synced up, they'll show you'll see the outlier. You will see the outlier on the Z-score too.
So I have another question over on your AVR APP. So you see that's your volatility expanding, right? On the top part, right? The pink lines. That's volatility, right? Expanding.
100%.
Okay, and then down below it you have your correlation, right? You see it. So you have the blue line, which means is it positively correlated?
Yeah.
Okay, and then pink is negatively correlated,
Well,
or
pink. So right now, like here's the zero threshold. So it's positively correlated, but is what we kind of figured out over time is that it has more to do with like the slope of the correlation, big time. You can see like right here, get a little bit of expansion right there, positively correlated. You get a wick up to the 95.4 Laplace. But then right over here, you can see it shifts negatively correlated. Price drops. Boop, 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 boop. Even though
it's okay, that's what I'm confused about. So even though it's above the zero line and positive, and you have the blue area, which means significantly correlated, right?
Yep.
So the slope then turns pink right there where you are. That means it's still positively correlated, but the slope is down.
Yeah, it's heading. So it tells you right there. Yep, we had this one candle pump, but then boom, the correlation flipped. Price went down almost to the bottom side, 95.4 on that 90-minute candle. But then look, boom. Then when you get full expansion to 100%, it flips positive. That's why in the best way to use this, we're talking like this is real. It's really good on super low time frames. For sure.
I guess I'm just more confused about like you have the zero mean or whatever, right? So anything below it would be negatively correlated, and anything above it would be positively correlated. But you're saying that the slope, so the slope we take in because that's why you have it. So if it's a downward slope, it turns pink. If it's upward, so if it's gray, it just means it's correlated, like say on the positive, like it is now. And then when it goes blue, that means significant correlation. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Right. And that's what we figured out, that it's all about, yes, it's positively correlated up here, but the correlation broke. And bam, it went negative all the way down here. Boom, 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 boom. Bam.
So for saying looking at a trade, in a hypothetical, would you wait till like when that started going, just like the one you were just on, where it's positively correlated, then it went all the way down through the negative. When it gets that zero mean, it looks like that's where the trade would be taking place on that candle.
Yeah, so, I'd like to drop, because what I'll do is like I'll look at the 4 hour, the 90-minute, and the 45, and I'll evaluate what the AVPs or AVRs are looking like. Right. And that gives me a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a workflow when I get down onto these low time frames. Because if I'm looking for volatility to help get into positions with all the other indicators, I'm down here 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah, that's all I trade off of, the lower ones. But again, like that APP, sometimes I just have it's an issue with my just mindset wrapping it around the positive correlated. So even though it's pink and blue, you know what I mean? So I haven't spent much time on it really. Like I'm not trying to overthink it, you know what I mean? But
just back on 5 real quick.
It's like African and I talk about, he uses Shannon entropy and he has it on like an area. So it has to do if it's slanted up or slanted down, right? AC, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude. It's so APP. I don't know if I'm getting this right, but how I look at it is it's like 3 SMAs, let's just say logarithmic SMAs, with different period look back. So when they start, so let's say it's a 10, a 20, and a 30. Now they all start pointing down. You know that the past 10 candles with percentage returns are also going down.
The
right?
last 10, okay, because it's based on the last 10 candles or whatever the look back it is.
Yeah, well, now they're all correlated. The 10 is going down, the 20 is going down, and the 30 period is also going down. So that's like it's like a trend tool. But how I use it is more so when the flash ends, because that's when I know that they've like maxed out the limit, the downside or the upside.
Okay, so
Right? Like, yep.
So looking at his chart right now, you talking about the two blue flashes and the two, what kind of where his mouse is. You see how there's a blue flash, so that you're talking about those significant correlations.
Well,
that's my mouse.
Flashes that come from the APP. I don't know what
Oh, you're
flashes.
talking about the flashes up here, up on behind the AVR screen there.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about those significant flashes that are down there in the correlation part.
Oh, that's just they're going all the way through.
No,
same.
This
the
flash
same-
is for the
same.
volatility, low volatility, not correlation.
But I'm also saying it's not the flashes that are inside the area of the correlation part there, right? Those are different. Those are just saying that it's significantly correlated. That has nothing to do with the
Those
flash.
flashes.
You talking
So
about this, yeah.
Yes.
You get blue or pink, that's significant correlation. But this flash that's coming down through here, it's just going all the way through the entire indicator. But this flash is for just the volatility, not the correlation.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't mean to keep you asking the same questions over and over.
So what you want to observe here, if that's what it is, so you can then see the latest flash. What we've had positive correlation, contraction, volatility, that's down. Now volatility flashed, and you can see PC is quite high up, and it's wanting to slope in a different direction, right?
We're talking about that last flash right around 700, right around 7 o'clock. Yeah.
7:30 or whatever it is, 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like it.
Yeah.
Now that flash that you see there it's like, okay, APP. Oh no, that's volatility flash. So the volatility is at 0, and now I can see where my PC is, right? With regards to what's the next best phase for volatility. I mean, for Pearson correlation, obviously down. It's come up. Okay, so we know that the next best phase is down for
Yeah.
PC. What's the next best phase for volatility? Well, we can see that we've had the flash. What's that? That's expansion. Oh, so we can see that there's going to be decaying. There's going to be, or if I read that correctly, I'm not sure. Expansion positively correlated. It should be going up. But
Mhm.
in my terms, as soon as you see on Bilbo's indicator, you see that they go purple, boom, and they go pink, right?
Yeah.
You would know that's coming. You would know that's coming because that PC is naturally going to want to mean revert.
Exactly.
So you know that there's an expansion phase in the book in volatility, and at that PC mean reversion point, that's when like the majority of the trading orders come through.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool.
Like right here on this 5 minute, we got this 5 minute down move. You can
Yeah.
see the predictor flipped back here. And so when I see that predictor flip, then I'm like, then I see this correlation break. It starts to go hard to the upside, positively correlated while the volatility is contracting. So that thing's going to start walking down.
Walk down. Yeah.
And right when the entropy, the volatility expands, it's already negatively correlated. Entropy starts dropping in the trend. I mean, this is a no-brainer. So you start to walk down, then the dump. Boom.
Boom. Got it. Okay. I see how that played out. I appreciate the further expounding on it.
Like all this stuff. I mean, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
It's man, good stuff.
Yeah. I'm not trying to read too hard into it. I'm just trying to, like it's you get an idea. Africans help me out a lot with this, so
That's awesome.
Pete, you're doing great. I'm glad you're asking about this. So on the Pearson correlation, since you have so many different
right.
volatilities up there, which one are you correlating that with?
The low length.
Gotcha.
The low length.
This correlation is set up to. Do I have it on 636?
I think I got mine on
525.
525. Shit.
525. I flip them back and forth though. 525 and 636. I'll play with them.
Okay. So, God, there's so much in this input here, man. To like turn on. It's almost too much.
It's Yeah, that it takes a little bit to figure everything out. That is over.
And then show APP alerts. Okay, I'm just flicking through it. Yeah, because this is another thing on this new one. If you use the new one, my APP alerts, I can't. It's real funky the way they flash. I just get these little boxes of blue and purple that are like above the. Here, let me take a screenshot. I'll post it up here. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got mine turned off. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just have mine turned off.
Yeah, so I don't get it seems like I'm not getting the flashes correctly. You know what I mean? So I'm just putting it. Here's a picture if you can see what I know. You guys know what I'm talking about.
And the only reason why I really have, like, look at this 5-minute chart. The only reason why I have all these APPs on, when I see all these APPs right here, they're all at the bottom side. All right. And that's just price percentile, which is telling me that there is massive seller exhaustion.
Massive
5 minutes. That's how I read it. And then look at the volatility grade. This volatility grade comes all the way down. Now they're bottomed out again, and boom, then you get that volatility expansion, positively correlated. The predictor flipped right here, went into trend. This move just boom, 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 boom. Where'd that go from? 18.7.
So can I ask you something? Let me post this chart right here. Okay, this is the minis currently on a 3-minute. Okay, so I'm posting this up, and I have that ACC, and I have most of those. I don't have the correlation on, but but you see the flashes, how they're yellow and purple like that up there.
Yeah,
and then those are all these here. I guess the predictor lines. They see how they all started raising right around 8 o'clock, and then it's just kind of continued up. So I hate to sound stupid, but I don't know what this is. I really don't like. What is this telling you right now, currently, if you're looking at that? If you don't mind doing a read on that.
that's why I don't even have my flashes for the APP on, because I have eyes, right? I can see that they're at the bottom or the top. So it just when you get rid of them, it like makes the indicator more readable, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it like scales it up a little bit better.
Okay. So here, if we look at the last 4 bars or 5 bars, you see there's 3 green ones and 3 red ones. And I think I have this set on. Let me just make sure. See what this is set on. Columns. No. I think it's AVR. Or it's AVR2. I'm just trying to see what I actually have those columns are.
The columns almost look like you've got them set on predictor colors.
It is the AVR, and I do have them set at, let's see where it says direction predictor.
Yeah. You got to set on the direction.
So maybe so with that being direction predictor, green meaning, okay, so I see what it is. So it's green meaning it's going up, and then red. Okay, I got you.
But it's like I use the predictor colors on other things. I just have mine on gradient. I like the pretty.
On gradient, let me see if that is an option. Just I want to see what gradient. Oh, I do. Okay, so then it's like I just posted another picture real quick. I turned it to gradient, and so
yeah, there you go.
There you go. So now you had it. So right around 9:06, you see it come to. So we had contraction, and then went down to that. I guess that's like a light peach color bar. Right there at 9:09, and then it shoots right back up at 9. I mean, these are 3 minutes, so then at 9:12, it shoots right back up.
And you can see that volatility was totally expanded before there was that, like, whatever, the little, like, dark in each bar.
Yeah.
Just fell off a cliff. Boom. Just expanded again immediately.
And then it shot right back up because it looks like you can see they're almost fully expanded. I mean, it looks like 100 is full expansion.
Yeah, 100 full expansion.
Okay. And so then the lines that are over the columns, those are my averages with the look back. So the 636, 981. Okay, obviously I have predictor colors on them, and so as they've risen like that, so they rose with the expansion that started right around 8:15 till now. See how they've risen the whole time, and
With little bumps. And what time for that? It's through what time frame's that? 3 minute or something?
this is a 3-minute one, yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, I look, I don't use this one that much, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, so I apologize. I was just like,
No,
I
it's
just was, I was just curious, like, if you looking at that right now, that
Mhm.
picture I sent, or if you have it on, what is it telling you? Just that's how I like to do with African, as I say,
well,
hey, man,
there's no correlation. You don't have the correlation up. That's
so
I'll tell you what, the most important part of that indicator is the
I'm glad you
correlation.
told me that. So let me figure out how to turn it on. Show alpha grade. Okay, so show CC below ABR, right? So that would be, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna just post this picture. So that's what you need. So I'm glad you told me this. See what I mean? It's small things like that so see
Yeah.
how I have it turned on?
Yep. And then let's see. You can actually set it up.
Hmm.
So for the you turn the line on. So I'll have my line and just
Yeah.
set it to there's a setting in there. I don't know if it says slope or a direction.
Yeah, it does. So it says show CC direction line. I just clicked it on, and then there's a scheme, and then it says CC below AVR style, which is area, which is I think what I have it on.
Right.
You know, and then I have these colors of purple and yellow per ACW. Okay,
Yeah.
and then there's another one that says CC below average 2 settings. So there's a bunch of different ones, a bunch of different correlations. We only need what you said. We only just want it to the lowest one.
That's what I do. Now I know
Okay.
Yasha on Yasha's charts. He's got them all on.
Yeah, all 3 on. Okay.
I pretty much have the higher because the reason why I have like the 2 thicker lines are like the 981 and the 2400.
Let me look
The
at your.
only reason why I have those on is because I want to know if all 3 of those volatility lengths are expanded or contracted. Because when they are, you're usually going to get some fireworks.
Okay. I appreciate the help. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's where the volatility comes in handy. Like right now, I mean, look at this thing jumping. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, correlation broke right here. Right. But here's the thing though. You were coming down negatively correlated while it was contracting.
Hmm.
This is the thing. What time frame is this? Yeah, that was a tricky little move right there. So you get a little expansion. You got a little down move, but boom, there it goes. As the correlation was rising. We're back up to 80 percentile. There was no div. Oh yeah, this might. Well, hello. Let's see. Let me get on SPY here real quick.
Yeah.
Talk the way to be open. Where's this?
We open yet? Oh, we were open. Shit, I didn't even know we're open. Damn it. Sorry.
Pretty tight weekly. It's looking like.
Got NASDAQ up 50. NASDAQ took off. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, shit just opened up.
Like a 1.5% range on SPY for the weekly. The daily is super tight. Yeah, this thing's gonna do something nutty today.
Yeah, I remember that's what I was saying. It was super tight on the mini, so that's okay.
Yeah,
so
definitely tight. I mean, we're talking 60 cents or something. They're all just piled together right here. And so that pre-market little bit of gap down, it immediately just went right up and pretty much tested this daily range. And it's right under the top side of the daily 68.3.
yeah.
And it's hard to read right now. I mean, I just know what all these little things mean. But that's why we'll just start using it. Just throw it on a 1 minute. So boom, 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 boom. You can see all these new dailies and the new weekly. You'll know where the ranges are because every minute a new candle will populate and it'll give more of the line. So let's see here. Yeah, the bottom is actually at this first, or is that the second monthly support? I think it's a second. Yep. Right on top of each other. Boom. Bottom of the weekly. The monthly S2 is right at 370. That's probably imminent, I would imagine. Just got above the 68.3 on the daily. This thing's probably going to float right up there real quick. Then we'll really get an idea what's going to happen here. Bitcoin could be a little precursor, right? Bitcoin just, shot that 15-minute candle right up through its weekly range. Zip. That's usually a good sign, but as we all know, These markets are in turmoil a bit. And they are really out there. These algos, they're trying to get people in bad positions. There's no doubt about it. And I'm sure people are. It's happening. I wouldn't be a bit.
Yeah, I think we got a little bounce back rally to get people in before the next rug pull.
Yeah, since we just talked about it before, about literally 100 Bitcoins got longed. It was right around 200, I think.
You can tell that minute by minute?
Yeah, I mean, you can just, watch it. I'm pretty sure it was like 220 or something. So maybe 90 something, 90 more have piled on.
Did you see that post I put up in general chat that there was the most put options ever sold in one day on Friday?
Oh, really?
Yeah. The most put options ever sold and bought in one day was Friday ever in stock market history.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So now I don't know what that says, because does that mean people bought the puts, or they just sold them, or they were just traded, or were they closed out? You know what I mean? So there's many ways.
Yeah, you have to definitely have to look at it, see whether they were buying or selling. I would imagine because of the market conditions, they were probably just buying premium.
Probably.
I mean, the safest fucking thing to do, really.
I'd say whichever way the market goes, it's going to go test that day. So if it dumps to 0 or if it pumps to 1,000, I don't know if that day is above or below current price, but it would want to go test that because there's liquidity there.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, there's people wanting to trade there. There's people wanting to have an auction there. So it's more money for everyone at the end of the day, except for the trader that loses. So whatever day that was, I would expect there to be quite a lot more, at least a test to see if the volume is hot or if it's the same day. And then if it is obviously bigger than the average volume, when it does go back to test there, it'll go sideways. Be most profitable to go sideways.
And people look at this and they don't understand why. I'm just like, this is, if you want to know where liquidity is, hello, stop looking at volume. Volatility is creating the volume. Why the hell are you going to look after the fact? Makes zero sense to me. It didn't used to, right? I used to use the VPVR or whatever that thing is called. Just to see where the big volume nodes were. But what happens, right? They get crushed all the time. That's what's screwed up. People are like, oh, this is where it's going to hold. Look at all this buy volume right here. It's like, that shit don't matter. You get a volatility spike, negatively correlated, it's going to drop right through that volume mode in a heartbeat. And then people are going to be like, well, what the hell just happened? YouTube Jimmy said this is a great place for freaking support. Yeah, that's YouTube Jimmy for you. It's not how it works. Not in our opinions. Not in our opinions. Those of us that literally started alpha trading, it's not like we've been doing this our whole lives. Right?
Yeah.
We were retail traders trying to find an edge. And we start studying volatility. One thing leads to another. Boom, boom, boom. Then all of us pretty much same time. We all just start to get it and see how powerful it is. You know, and start pumping out these indicators. But then you realize you're going up against an entire industry that's been built on scamming retail traders. So it's just like, holy shit. Okay, how are we gonna let these people know what's happening in these markets when they're just they're in the cult. They're in the cult.
Yeah, it's also looking for easy things, man.
Of course they are.
You're not like to understand volatility expansion and positive correlation, easy. Right? That was the first law, was volatility is increasing. And
It's not that easy, AC. I mean, it really isn't easy to wrap your head around it, man. It took me a long time.
Yeah.
The first move, the expansion phase, we got right for a very long time. But then when volatility was contracting, there was one or two people that were asking around, hold up, there's moves happening under this volatility contraction. So what we would do, I would throw my RSI and stochastic little model, I glitched out, I'd throw that thing on there and I'd be like, why is XRP fucking pumping whilst volatility is decaying? I could never answer that question, right? But then this stuff is it's honestly easy if you just write it down on flashcards and you just go Pearson correlation +1 whilst volatility is expanding. That's up. Volatility contracting -1, that's positive drift. right? And you got to make it in a sentence. And that's what I try to do in the streams is I go, okay, volatility is going down. So we're going to make it a story. Volatility is going down the hill, right? And price action is the other character in the story. And price action wants to follow volatility or it doesn't want to follow volatility. That's it. So if contraction in volatility means volatility is going down the hill and Pearson correlation is -1, is negative, I know that it doesn't want to go down the hill with volatility. It wants to do the opposite thing. It wants to go up the hill, right? So to make a story in your head how the volatility works is a good thing. And at the end of the day, it can be 6 stories or it can be 4, right? So I try keep it at 4 with 2 Pearson correlations because if they don't match, I know that the whole story is just going sideways. If all the laws don't match, I know it just goes sideways. Or if they counteract each other, because a pump, or what I'm starting to see now, is that a lot of these pumps are being, the only reason they're getting launched on XRP is because it's moving into expansion phase whilst positively correlated. That's what's allowing it to break through those levels. So what does that mean? That means there's a positive drift phase that carries your RO from its bearish outlier, you could say, the bearish outlier event on your RO. Your positive drift carries that thing all the way into return oscillator mean. By the time that's happened, volatility has contracted and is looking to expand. What's happening to Pearson correlation? Pearson correlation is wanting to go to +1 because it's positive drift that got us here. So phase 1, contraction. That's obviously going to be, with positive drift, you will look for bullish dips. Okay. Now that positive drift comes through and it just lifts price action. Look at positive and negative drift as, if I'm a seller and I'm going against positive drift, I will make more money right now if I take my order out of the book and I just lift it 1%. I'm just going to use 1% for an example, but I'm going to lift it until volatility, positive drift is not there. Then I'll take the sell. But to sell against positive drift, you could get a better price. And it goes the same for buying against negative drift. Negative drift, you can get a better price. Let's say you see the price is coming down, you've been waiting 5-15 minutes for this action to get you, and then it kicks up the negative drift. Maybe go expect a wick. Maybe go expect a little bit further down. You'll get a better buy order, right? And it's just to make the story in your head, dude. And as soon as you have the story in your head, I promise you, it will answer all your questions. It will the volatility tools with correlation will tell you why all your other indicators are taking long to mean revert, a long time to mean revert, and that's due to positive or negative drift or sideways. And now, if you start to look at it like how I look at it, where I go, okay, shit, this is a very good time to put in like 1 or 2 sideways candles because that will naturally lift my, if I'm long, that will naturally lift my return oscillator into the bullish posture for mean reversion to the upside under positive drift. That means it's naturally, people are lifting their sell orders, right? And the algos and the bots are just buying it up. They can see that there's positive drift in the book, so they're buying coins for cheap on the way up for volatility expansion phase. So it's 2 sides to the coin. You've got to see how the contraction in volatility leads to the expansion in volatility and what Pearson correlation is doing to that, because it's either a bear market or a bull market. I had this epiphany the other night. Sorry, I'll stop talking in a minute. I had this epiphany the other evening. It was my 21 day. I was just like, this is how I tell if the bull market or the bear market is over, right? Because I know that there's positive drift on the 21 day. It's going to be so hard for price to go set a lower low. Like from when that positive drift kicked in, those will be the lower lows in that region. Give it a couple days, but from there, positive drift out naturally. Every downward swing pressure is going to be a bull dip. And now you could say the same for negative drift. You'll see it on BTC at 60 whatever K, and then 54K. It's just going against negative drift. What cut it from trying to break a higher high is positive or negative drift. They either stop it from, they either give it a lower low, they either give it a lower high or a higher low. That's how you can look at positive or negative drift. But to only understand the expansion phase and volatility, it's going to be very hard to maximize profits because you can't see that you're moving into positive drift if you're long, or if you short, and then obviously volatility expands. You don't know if you can't see that negative drift is going to back you in 1 minute time, so you get out, right? So to extend those legs, it's very good to understand how the indicator works. I'd say like that. It's a fundamental. To me, it is the most fundamental thing when it comes to this strategy. There's nothing else that I put more weighting on and grateful for understanding than is just a contraction and expansion, positive or negative. That's it. Everything else then follows. My returns will follow once my volatility says add volume. That's it. You know. So it's very good to understand. Anyway, let me stop waffling. Like here's expansion, positive correlation. So what are we going to look for? We're going to look for, I don't know how many, Bilbo's got nice columns here. So I'd say look for 4 expansion phase candles. The next candle, whatever time frame we're on, we're going to obviously hit the random point on entropy. Okay. So that's going to stop price action. Okay. But then what's entropy going to say? Entropy needs to turn around anyway. So it's looking for a new trend. And from that point, if the candle goes up or down, we'll know from that point on the next print that there's going to be legs in that direction. So then if we know that the next 4 expansion phases, the next 4 columns on the volatility indicator up here is looking to expand, and we can see that we're stuck or we're in positive on PC, that tells me we can break through that previous high rather easily, right? Like, and then I can go look at RO is looking like it's already having its event. So the next 4 candles will be backing RO if that happens. Outlier event hasn't occurred. Fisher is looking to. So the next 4 columns will help mean revert if that is the play. You got to just look like 1 candle, 2 candles. Just what's the next phase? What's the next best phase? What's the next best phase? So
You can always see too with the predictor and the entropy, the volatility flashes, right? Usually when you're getting back into randomness, you're going to get these volatility flashes. The predictor's already to the downside, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if these are the only indicators I'm trading, that's a no-brainer, right? Getting in these trades, like you'd already be long here. But did you take profit? I mean, this is a 4-hour chart. Did you take profit? Hell yeah, you did it. The 95 for Laplace. Now, boom, take your profit, just like the algos did. Whoop, wick pulls right back inside the 68.3. Next candle, boop, right back to it. Just wrecking the shit out of people, man, that don't know these things. Crazy.
It's awesome. And another thing, P-Funk or anyone else that's watching this, is you'll be able to also spot, I need to do it myself, but on entropy over here at the bottom indicator on the right, you'll be able to detect positive or negative drift. And if I can quickly explain this. So the expansion, so those that use the tools will know that the expansion phase on this ATENT bottom right is when it goes down, right? That's when the candles are going to get bigger in any direction. Now, we can see that there's a red line on the outside. That expansion phase happened, obviously red. But then you'll see like this, you'll sometimes see...
What red line? Where's there a red line?
So we'll say it on the 19 number here. There's a 19 number here.
All the way in the back there? Back on the 19th?
Oh, yeah. Because, there's a 9th, that one.
So right there. So that's fully expanded right there, right?
Now, the next phase of that is positive drift, right? Because volatility is contracting and price is going up because it's a predictor. That's not a PC. That's a predictor. It's telling you price is going up under this contraction phase, okay? And then there's negative drift. That's what sets that little high, is because volatility is going back to the mean, whilst there's now negative in it, right? So you know that those candles aren't going to be as big as the previous ones. So there might be a whole bunch of little ones that can get you down to that level. And that's negative drift, right? And then it will flip into whatever it would be into the next expansion phase. So it'll be a good way to learn. There's another number here, 23 in between 12. Oh, it's just above 23. That is a good negative drift example because the price action started going down whilst entropy was going back to the top or to the mean. I don't know what we're going to call that level here.
So
That's
entropy is on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because now I'm all confused here. So what the top? Remind me what's the top part again?
this is entropy percentile. I mean, you can set it up to a bunch of different things.
Right. So I'm going by what you have there. That's entropy on the top in the columns, and what's the area again? Because he got me confused.
Okay, these are totally. This is Shannon entropy percentile. This is just entropy. The column. This is just showing you whether it's random or trend.
Okay. Like the old version, I got that. Okay, or this is the old version, I guess. And then this is the percentile on the top.
Yep, on the top.
Oh shit, man! Now I'm all right. Okay, it's okay. I got it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it is all good, man. I got it. RWT is working like a champ on these minis right now. Look at it, perfect, just freaking perfect on I got it on a 1 minute phenomenal. That's the best. To me, that's the best indicator we have. BRE and RWT.
Oh, they're good. Ooh, they're good.
Let them rip, man. They took it up early, right at 9:30. Took it all the way, wicked out around 37.13. Brought it right to the penny on the RWT, and boom! Oh, she goes again. It's amazing. It's amazing how we do it.
Funk, I'll say this, right? So like after like a couple now realizations doing these streams, and obviously when you speak about it, you fucking hear and observe your levels because you don't sound like an idiot or be looking like a fool. But I will say this is not the general epiphany, but what my heart has come to is you're using the oscillators. So everything that's not overlaid on the candlesticks, you're using those oscillators to figure out when the best time is to enter the trade or price action to go back to the daily mean.
Well, because I do use those. I do use the RO now. I have that one screen set up at AQ, and that I do understand that. And I do use an old AME AT A2 EPP because I sort of still do understand that one. But you use that in as confluence to what it is. Like I just snapped a thing, but I just bought a mini just bouncing off the RWT, right, for a quick little trade here. I didn't look at it because I didn't have the other screens up, but I do understand what you mean by with the RO. Is it going to the mean? Is it going out? And I also like having that AME, the old version of the AME APP.
Yo, can I say something like this, right? So let's say we've bought the bottom of a reverse wave trend. Then we see Shannon entropy is contracting, right? So it came from the expansion phase, boom, and then it hit the outside of it went outside 2 or 3 candles, now it's wanting to come back. Okay? What are we looking at? We want to see if positive drift is going to get us through that bottom side of the reverse wave trend. Why do I say that? Because if positive drift prints us above the bottom of that wave, the inside of the reverse wave trend, we'll look for the expansion phase to get us to the mean, right? Which will usually mean that we're going to set a higher high. And that expansion phase allows for the higher high to be set, which will more than likely be the mean. Okay?
Well, you and I are going to talk after anyways. Well, let's, we'll expound on it, but I got what you're saying. I just have to understand more about what you mean by the negative drift and positive drift. I mean, I sort of understand it, but when you look at our rules,
everything will click after that. I promise.
Right. I don't want to dominate, what we have, what time we have here. So, but I got it, man. I'm sort of with you on this.
Sweet.
Just a lot to this stuff, man. There's a lot to this stuff, as we all know.
And the main reason for these streams are for individuals like yourself, if you are confused about any of these indicators, is to ask questions. So trust me, you are not hogging anybody's time or doing anything. The questions you're asking, there's other people going, oh yeah, I wanted to know that too. I guarantee it.
I agree, man. I just, it's like the problem I feel like is I feel like I'm always asking the same damn question.
That's what these indicators do to you, man.
I tell you, they do, dude. You're absolutely right. They do that. It's just like
one day, the whole damn thing's gonna click, and you're just gonna be like, oh, Yeah.
I mean, it has too. I've had that aha moment several times, but you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
look at these stocks ripping. Amazon 2%. Okay, everything's moving, man. Nice.
And like Iscariot said, you're asking great questions because there's a lot of people. You have been doing this. This is what you do, and
Right.
you're in here. You're asking the right questions where other people might not even know that question even needed to be asked.
Right.
In this place.
No, I feel you. No, I feel you.
That's good stuff.
But as we know, like we bring in outside people here. You know, to get people. I can see why it's probably very very scary from from the beginning. Because if you look at this stuff, it's whoa, you know.
Yep.
Put on a 1 minute, will you, for me on this S&P right here on your MES there? Just put it on 1 minute. I just want to see just your overview real quick on this right now, like what you see on a 1 minute.
Well, there was definitely bull div that shot this 1 minute candle up.
Yeah.
Let's see. This down move, you can see this expansion when this correlation flipped. You had this little up move, but then boom, it went negatively correlated as it expanded to 100%, brought this down. The rest of the contraction correlation broke positive, so it walked the rest of the way down. And then while it was positively correlated, you got this expansion. Boom. But now it's starting to shift negative with this predictor. I'm still determined. Like I'm pretty sure SPY is probably gonna hit this 370 area.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That on. Let me see these minis real quick.
Because I have it on the daily. I have my minis going through the lower part of the daily CVR right now. They just broke it then, and they're bouncing down off of them. So I have the center of it at 3717. You know,
Right.
as a target. You know, so if I look at a 4 hour, it tipped it almost. You know, it looks.
I mean, these minis and SPY could literally test the bottom of their weekly range together. Because what is it's only about 30 points up on the minis, and SPY is about what, $2, almost
right.
$2.
Yeah, but I mean, they trade in hand, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This area get tested at some point here, real quick.
Yeah.
What you at the market? What's the VIX doing? The VIX pulled back now.
Yeah, it did. I'm surprised. I was waiting to see the VIX keep shooting up. Get this capitulation that they keep thinking we're going to have.
Dip.
Not yet.
Went dip. Grab the chips. Buy the dips.
Gold's doing nothing. How about oil? What's going on?
It was dropping like a rock earlier.
Dude, 79, man. That means gas should be 320 soon.
Let's go.
No shit.
Let's go. Get the gas back down. I'm sure our administration will take credit for it. See, I told you we bring the gas down, you dickhead. It's still fucking $2 more than it was when the other administration was in. The fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're all clowns. They're all total fucking clowns. Jesus.
Totally agree. Puppets, man. Just puppets.
Self-govern. That's what I like. I like to self-govern myself. There's a lot of idiots in the world, though, so that could end up in chaos. Oh, well. Here we are. Markets. 9:59 Monday morning. See? That's looking like that.
Hey, I
Oh.
missed the stream.
Hey. What's up?
Celebrating the holiday, brother.
Is it holiday? I don't even know.
It's Rosh Hashanah, I think.
Yeah, I realized that.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certain schools around here are closed.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I went to the football game the other day. Saw the Colts and Chiefs.
Good game, man.
It was a good win, dude. Crowd went nuts.
Dude, how about my Dolphins beating Billy or Buffalo?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too. Lions, that sucked. They almost had it too.
Let's see. Where's this?
I mean, it's the Lions. What do you want?
I know. That's when you have your Lions fan. You better have a second favorite team.
P Funk, have you seen that documentary on Netflix about the your Lions?
No, but now that you tell me, I will look for it. What does it go back and talk about the Bobby Lane curse?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I thought about you when I saw it. I'm like, hell, there's a whole documentary on it, so I'm
It's
gonna
on
check it out.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll look for it today. I have Netflix. I have Netflix. It's another tool I don't use.
Exactly.
Another thing I pay for that I never use. All of a sudden, we had to have HBO Max too put on. All of a sudden, I saw that on my bank statement. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
There's me and my little brother. Game.
Yeah.
My little big brother.
Dude, who's trading the British pound today? Who's been shorting the pound?
Already thought that one.
Maybe they can get a
Nice
little
bounce.
play out of it, and everybody over there can fix their teeth.
Right.
Yeah, hell, I gotta go anyway. 10:01. Yeah, you guys can keep kicking it or whatever. Yeah, I gotta fly up out of here. I gotta get a tree down this week. I got all kinds of work to do. It's all good though. Winter is
Have
coming.
Chop, chop.
Yep. All right. See you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Ciao, Bella.
Yep.